Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be doing the preview on John Cena, Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Special Edition. So we got the holographic Cena here. He is S plus tier, aggressive showboat, PG era, which is much needed. Good PG era fighters. PG Link, any color move, starts with 1 more MP. He does have a second holographic gear, 35% more health, which will be certainly a big health pool for him. It looks like this. In this case, I think I like the blue one better personally. But you know, that'll be a personal preference choice. What else? Let's see. He is a trainer. At 35k, leech gems do 200% more damage. Pretty solid trainer. For sure, 200% is a big number. A lot of times it's hard to find space for non-MP trainers, so we'll see how it goes. But he is the most powerful leech trainer in the game, so you're definitely going to want it for when you need it because it's going to be significantly stronger than any other option. So solid trainer, and he's got a ton of moves and a ton of different ways to run him. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 move sets for him, and they're all really good. I'm going to start off with my least favorite, but I do think it's a sub build that has some utility, credibility, and also thinking about potential problems that could come in the game. You could end up using this. Anyway, 4 MP sit out power bomb, deal 743k damage, increase your yellow MP by 3, STFU submission, make 40 random sub gems, do 1.5 million damage for 4 turns. Remaining submission gems turn into 1 turn countdown gems that will deal 100k damage and make 10 random gems into leech gems of strength 1 million. So big leech gems. And then the attitude adjustment finisher, 2.7 million, destroy 49 random gems. So you're going to destroy all of those leech gems and hit for 49 million damage. You can't increase the strength of the leech gem. The leech trainers only do the gems underneath. So for this one, instead of focusing on the sub, I'm focusing on move damage. We're using a takedown 2 set. You could do all sub trainers, but you might lose some countdowns. You need to keep 11 to fill the whole board, I think it is. Actually, if it's 10, you need to keep 5. I need to reread that. But takedown, no plate. Honestly, with the way this build is and running takedown, plates aren't really going to be a deal. So there's that. Yellow Fury. Just trying to get the most out of the move damage. Let me recheck this. If it makes 10. Yeah, 10. You only need to leave 5 countdowns, so you can do a really long sub if you want. I'm focusing move damage, but you could go super sub just as easily. Yellow sub trainer here, sub. You're going to have enough countdown gems. I'll run it both ways, probably just for fun for you guys, because it's pretty fast for a subset. We're going to go against Steiner, right? And you can see the sub as is doing like 12 million damage with the trainers we have. So you will also you'll be at 4 MP, so you start with the sit out power bomb. If you want to skip a move, you could just drop Kofi in for Tatanka in this move set, and then you could just start with the sub and skip the power bomb and save some time. So that's an option too. But the nice thing about those leech gems is they ignore armor metals, right? You could have your armor or your gem damage could be 1, and you'll still do 49 million damage with those leeches. You're still gonna do 12 million damage with the sub, and all of that. So you can see we got him down to 49 million, and just the 49 leech gems alone would finish him off. You would use this then to fill the finisher. And it's a 17 million damage finisher with takedown, plus 49 million in leech gems, and then you're destroying all the gems, so the damage of all the gems on top of it, right? So Steiner has like 69 million health. This is doing like probably north of 80 million total by the time it's all said and done on one cycle, right? So, and 49 mil of it plus the sub is not affected by metals. So I definitely can see a use case for this moveset, even though I don't like sub moves and stuff. It obviously recycles, does all of its stuff. Hits really hard, ignores metals. It's a really, really good subset that you could end up using. If you want to see what the super subset looks like, I'll run that too. I'm going to run a lot of stuff with him because I think he's super versatile. And I think it's worth showing because I think a lot of his value is in how he can kind of do a bunch of stuff a bunch of different ways. I think he might be the most diverse superstar that I can remember. He does just about everything. So super sub, you're looking at a what, 32, like 36 million sub, and then the finisher, and the sub is harder to block, so probably this might even be the better way to go. Assuming people don't start running escape artists again, because you're doing 36 million here. Your finisher is going to be substantially weaker, but you've done way more damage to start, and you only need to keep 5 countdowns, so you should always have a board full of leeches. So now we're doing 49 mil on top of, we've already done what, 44 mil, so this probably pushes close to 100 million. Attitude adjustment we lose 5 million off of, no big deal. We're doing 12 mil plus 49 mil, and Steiner's just smoked, you know? Right, so again, super good. There's just a couple different ways to run him. The sub, the super sub is better damage-wise. Maybe takes a little longer though because of the turns. So there's that. Now we get into this really funky tricolor move. Move damage build that's kind of not kind of, it is sort of like a hybrid, both kinds of things. So we're going to bring in the leaping shoulder block and half Nelson neck breaker, and we're going to keep the finisher, the attitude adjustment. So 300k damage, choose 8 gems to make into red gems, then deal 300k damage, increase all your move damage by 200%. Half Nelson neck breaker, deal 303k damage, increase your yellow MP by 10, and then increase the damage of all your gems by 200%. So you're getting a 200% gem buff and a 200% move buff. And of course, we still have the attitude adjustment finisher, which is 2.7 million, which is not nothing. And then destroy 49 random gems of the opponent. This particular one, we are going to focus on move damage primarily, and just get the gem damage secondarily. So using Roxanne, so both of these are loaded to start. Demon Valor adds 150% to the yellow finisher. We got K-Quick 50% yellow finisher, and then we got Gooker for 75%. Obviously, if you don't have Gooker, you could use any yellow move damage person you have. If you don't have Balor, you can use Ali. If you don't have Balor or Ali, you can use Asuka, right, who we used in the previous one. A lot of options. You could also run rainbow color gem damage trainers on this, and you can switch this out to Fury. But this is one that actually you could benefit from a plate if you want to do more and go longer. Anyway, I'll just show it to you this way, and you can see what it does. So before any boofs, we got 20 million on the finisher, right? So that's nice. Yellow gems, only 58k because we're in takedown 2. You don't need to choose the reds. You could hit the red buff twice as well if you wanted. Obviously, I'm not going to here, but you could start with the red buff, then hit the green, choose reds, and hit it twice. So I'm not going to bother. So now the finisher, you can see, is all the way up to 60 mil, which is great. This is a combo move. We're going to get a bunch of damage here, like 6 million out of this. So we've already won. And now the yellow gems are 174k. All the gems are buffed, so quite a big buff on top of the 60 mil. So we've already done 69 mil to Steiner, plus more like 70 mil, and then another 10 mil in gem damage. So you're talking like 80 mil like that. No plates, right? Plate-wise, you can use pretty much any Royal Rumble plate you want. since it's rainbow. So any one you have, yellow is his primary color, so it would be the best for this moveset. Let's just, and it's a takedown set, so it's not ideal, right? Let me show you what he does with a gem damage focus instead. I don't have a graphic for this because it's just, I have so much stuff going on here. But you would basically change these out to rainbow gem people. Like Austin, who's 40% all color gems, and Hogan, who's 30%. And then this becomes whatever Hall of Famer you want because you're loaded. So let's go Molly Holly. And now you've converted it to a gem damage build instead of a move damage focus. And then you would also flip this to a Fury strap. I'll do that real quick. And you'd want a yellow move damage to take advantage of the move damage buff. So let's see what this looks like. And this one I'll throw a yellow Royal Rumble on after this. I probably should have made a graphic because it's so different, but it's okay. It'll be fine, Mherex. So our finisher's at 7 million, which isn't terrible. We're going to hit the move buff. Again, you could double the gem buff if you wanted. I don't see it. Maybe I'll do one. So we're at 23 mil on the finisher. And yellow gems are 238k. And now we're going to hit the buff. And they're 714k finisher. So you can see we haven't done that much damage yet because we're not in the takedown set anymore. We've only done like 4 million. So without a plate, the move damage one is definitely going to be better than this. But it's still hit for 51 million total, no plates, right? And you could double the gem buff. Let me do that once too real quick. And I'll show you for those that maybe get him. And if you don't have Roxanne, you could use Steel and Sting. And actually, let's just change to that if you're going to double the gem buff. Go to Steel and Sting. So this would be more friendly trainer-wise. And if you don't have either of these two, you could go dual gem colors, you know what I mean? You could go some move damage on top of it, whatever. But gem damage would be preferred. So this case, you would start with the 200% gem buff. You can see 639k on the yellows, and now you're going to choose 2 sets of red. Refills the red. Now we can hit this guy again. Now the yellows are over 1 million apiece. And we almost zeroed him there. He's down to very little health. So, yeah, you can do it that way too, right? And now I'll go back and just throw a yellow Royal Rumble plate on with, like, optimal trainers, Roxanne, etc. And the Hall of Fame trainer. So there's just, like I was saying, there's just a ton of different ways that you can load him out depending what you have on your roster. And you guys know I love versatility, and we're not even close to through. So yeah, there's just a ton of stuff. Yellow Royal Rumble here would be the best because that's his primary color. Again, you could double click the buff. That's going to add more time, but if you need it, if somebody's like super armored up, that buff is going to let you get through their armor much easier. So it just lets you adapt to the situation with the moveset. So you could start with the buff, but, you know we don't need to, so, yeah. Again, yellows are 238k, then we're going to hit the buff. 714k, now we're blowing up the board. This is a really nice hybrid combo with a ton of different options. Love it, you know? Not a particularly great break, but I mean, you know, we easily beat him. So Okay, back to move damage. We're gonna switch into a green move damage metal. Bunch of different ways you can run this one as well. No surprise, depending on what you have on your roster. Let's just remove this yellow Royal Rumble. I'm gonna have to fill my currency somewhere in the middle of this preview. And go back to the move damage strap here, and then we're gonna change it to green takedown now instead of yellow. Because he's got another different color move damage set. Like I said, he is probably the most diversified superstar I can remember doing a preview on, right? There's so many different ways to run him. I want the leaping shoulder block, and then the stout hip toss you guys haven't seen, or the proto bomb. All right, so leaping shoulder block, you know what that does. Stout sit out hip toss is 3 MP red, 392k damage, choose 7 gems to make into green. It's also reversal, so if the opponent increases their move damage, you do 5 million damage, increase all your move damage by 250% for 2 turns, then steal the opponent's turn. And then the proto bomb finisher, 1.9 million damage, gain 5 red MP, pin the opponent. So we're going to go with the friendly setup loadout for this one. And note, not use Roxanne. And actually, there's a better option than Sting, slightly better. You could use the 2 red MP, 100% move damage, which is, I think, Showboat Balor. Yeah. Because this is only 3 MP. And then we're going to use R-Truth, because I think we had an event, everyone got him free, so he's very available, 40% to your green move damages. And then this is going to be NWO Hogan to make less matchy matches, so you can get the buff a bunch of times. I'm going to run it with less buffs and less clicking as well. But if you don't have as good a stuff, then you might want to do this. So you're going to start off with the move damage buff, and you can see we're at 9 million on the finisher. We're going to hit the buff. You don't have to choose any gems because your red move will also be loaded since it's only 3 MP. Alright, and then because and you can see the finisher's at 28 mil, but because we have NWO Hogan, a 3-match loads the green. That's 5 MP, so we can just do a 3-match. We can now hit the buff again, and then choose 3 reds, because it's only 3 red MP. Now we can choose 3 greens again. Finisher's at 47 mil, by the way. And so if you don't cascade, and you're okay with doing some clicking, and look at how much move damage this green is up to now. That's 7-6 and 7-6, so like, watch this. He's down to, and then don't place any gems. He's down to 25 million now, and he started at 69, so we've done like 44 million, and then we have a 66 million finisher, so that's 110 million move damage total. Not too shabby. Okay, what about less clicking? Because you guys know I'm into less clicking. So let's set this up with Roxanne, and then we're gonna use Doink. Actually, you could do the same thing with the clicking here, potentially, and then just remove R-Truth or Gooker, depending on what you have. But I'm looking to and double the buff. I'm just looking for ways to speed it up at this point because we've already established it's really good. You also can put a Sheik plate on it for even more damage, right? I didn't even talk about that with the last moveset, but you're hitting a bunch of green moves. The last one, Sheik plate's going to really buff it up. And you can see with this, finisher base is 13 million. So let's hit the buff and see what it is. $41, so not quite enough. So 2-3 matches, since we don't have NWO on. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. Okay. This is doing like 12 million in move damage here. We're not going to refill it again. So we've done 24-ish mil, and now we're doing 70 mil. So it's less clicks, like 90 some million, right? Really good. I'll just throw the Sheik on for that one for funsies so you guys can see it with the Sheik plate. But yeah, just the utility, all the different things you can do with this superstar makes it really fun for me. I feel like as the game evolves here and we're not sure what's coming, somebody like this that has a lot of different tools in their toolbox is potentially extremely valuable. He's got move damage, he's got gem damage, he's got unblockable leech damage, he's got the recycling sub thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot going on. Alright, so again, 13.8, we're going to hit the booth. It's going to proc the Sheik plate once to go with the booth. And we are at 47 mil. Not bad. Not quite enough to just be able to two-click it, sadly. That would be extremely awesome. No, let's not do that one. Let's do, yeah, no, the two purples. Don't do it, Mherex. Intrusive thoughts almost won there. Buff again, you know, Sheik plate again. We're shredding their move damage. Okay, and now we got 88 million on the proto bomb using the Sheik plate. So, you know, well over like 110 million total with that setup. All right, let's get into the gem damage stuff now. So this first moveset isn't going to look quite as impressive until you put a plate on it. I will put a plate on it because it's an excellent lazy person build, and you guys know I love my lazy person afterwards. We might get through this without having to refill. Sweet. All right. I'm bringing the attitude adjustment back in, which you've seen, and I believe you've seen almost all of these, except the 5-knuckle shuffle. Yeah. So 5 MP, 5-knuckle shuffle. 365k damage, make the bottom row into pyro gems, which will make all gems above it into red when broken by you. Then deal 365k damage, increase your red gem damage by 300% for 1 turn. So we're buffing all of our gems by 200% and our red gems by 300%. So they're getting boosted 500%, and then we still got the attitude adjustment finisher where you're destroying 49 random red gems, right? And whatchamacallit plate works on this. Piper plate would work on this. Let me switch the strap to gem damage now because we're moving over to gem damage for the rest of the preview. That's not it. Where'd it go? There you are. Okie dokie. And yeah, what are we looking at? Entourage change. Because of the rainbow gems, we don't know what he's going to hit. We're using Molly Holly, 40% rainbow gem damage. Sting gets the 2 red moves loaded. Stunning Steve, 40% rainbow. And Hall of Fame Hogan, 30% rainbow. So all of the rainbow gem damage. If you don't have rainbow, then you would want to focus on red. And eventually red is going to be better when you add a red Royal Rumble, right? So you can see reds are 200% or 200k, yellows are 238. Red's a secondary, I think, color, so that's not bad. You're going to hit this, and then you're going to hit this. And now reds are 1.2 million, yellows are 714k. So you can see reds ends up surpassing. Now the attitude adjustment finisher destroys 49 random gems. But you can see the order they're destroyed makes a difference. So you're going to get a bunch of red gems as well. Not a whole board, but you're going to get a bunch. And your total damage is a 53 million pin without plates. So it's pretty good without plates, but it gets way better with like a Red Royal Rumble. Like then it hits like stupid hard with a Red Royal Rumble. And it's nice in lazy build for people like me that don't like clicking a bunch of buttons when you're not paying attention during feud, that sort of thing. So I really like that build. But his best damage for sure without plates, and this is impressive, is triple red. And you've seen all of them. And so now it's just a matter of loading up massive red gem damage trainers. So we're going to use Bulldog for 45% red, 2 red MP, because we only need to get to 5. And even though I've used him previously, he's no longer showing up because I've used so many characters that they drop off. You could also use Hall of Fame JBL if you have him, by the way, to substitute for Piper and get more hit points. He would be better than Piper Nevin, but he's more rare. So I'll just use Piper Nevin. Since the damage is the same, you just get the bonus hit points with the Hall of Fame and kick out. So if you have Hall of Fame JBL, use him instead of Piper Nevin for this. So Bulldog and Piper, 45 and 40. That gives us 4 red MP. Our turn gives us 5, so we're loaded in feud. And then you can leave Stunning Steve because he's 40%, and then upgrade to Bailey, Zombie Bailey for 40% as well. So 40, 40, 40, and 45 red gem percent. We're cranking the reds, right? And this is going to be no plates. And it's going to hit super hard. So red's 228k. Red's 1.37 million. And you can make a row break, or you can make a 7 match, doesn't really matter. And we did 72 million with no plates. Okay, let's go. So 2 different plates you can add to this one. They both will add 100% gem damage. And that's the Valkyrie plate, which is free in the Showdown store. 250,000 in the new Showdown store, so you can use that. Or you can use the Piper plate. Both will add 100%. I'm going to throw the Piper plate on because it's more useful in the build I ran before. So if you want to keep your utility open, Piper plate better there. Obviously, Red Royal Rumble is better for both of these movesets, but I'll show you with the Piper because it takes less time to resolve. And for this moveset, the Red Valkyrie plate would do exactly the same. They're both going to add 100%. Because the plate activates after the move resolves, and you've already pinned him and done the gem damage when the move resolves, so you only get it on the first 2 moves, right? So we're effectively, either way, getting 100% gem boost to reds on this moveset. And now we're at 168. Actually, 1.68 million, not 168. And there's a red there, so I would absolutely row break this to catch 1 more red. Plus it's less clicks. And you can see now we're up to 89 million, which is really good. And let's just go back to this moveset and see what we hit with the Piper plate, since it's rainbow gem damage. And we're rainbow in the board. But I'm very impressed with his versatility and how hard he hits with so many different movesets and trainer combos. Bunch of different plate combo options. Oops, it would help if I put the right move on. Oh well, I guess you'll have to see this one again with these trainers. My bad. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't messed up more as much as going on in this preview. $83 million. So obviously it's a little bit less, but it's not bad. What am I doing? I'm changing the move. I got sidetracked. Goldfish, where? What? All right, move. Let's go back to the finish off. All right, lazy build. And of course, we get big buff on any yellows that are there. So yellows on the board are okay. 1.8, 1.5, just for reference. And let's see if it's enough to zero him. $76 million gem damage. So you can see once you start adding plates, this moveset gets a lot more attractive. It's still not as high as the other one, but where it evens out, or gets much closer, is once we add the Red Royal Rumble. It gets a lot closer. Or, I mean, I guess they're doing so much that it doesn't really matter. Maybe then closer is a better way of putting it. And the Valkyrie plate wouldn't be as good for that moveset. So if you want to keep the versatility there, definitely use the Piper plate over the Valkyrie. But if you're just using triple red, then either is the same. They're both exactly the same. This will be a very big boom. Enjoy. 96 mil. I've hit harder with it, depends how many you break. But now you're approaching 100 mil boosted gem damage, which is going to get punched through the armor stuff way better, because you're getting the 200% boost of all and the 300% on the red. That's the important part, right? Triple red is still going to hit harder for sure with this, but it's really all in what you want to do. Plus your reds are so boosted here. It's going to be very hard to stop this, because there's so much percentage and then buffs on top of it, and it hits quite hard. Be very hard to stop it. And so just for example, we're at 215% red before the boosts. And that's just with Fury 2s. Granted, Fury 3 versus Fury 3, our offensive number will look better, but our reality is worse, right? So, so far I haven't found it impactful for me. I've said this and it's triggered a few people on OP characters. Let me be clear. On OP characters, I haven't had any trouble taking my OP characters with the new medals versus characters with new medals. Now, if you're borderline, it's massively impactful. So don't get it wrong when I say that. So it'll be really interesting to see when as they become more widespread in the next couple months, if I continue to feel that way, if it doesn't super affect OP characters as much or what, right? So we'll have to see as it evolves. That's 125 mil. Like, that's, yeah, that's just money, right? 125 mil. So that's Cena. Really, I think what does it for me, I think, is his overall kit. He's not the fastest showboat, right? Some showboats can hit harder. Sammy is still my favorite because I'm a Mark, and admittedly I'm a Mark. He's certainly one of the top showboats, but I think he's the most versatile showboat. You think about boss battle, he's destroying a bunch of gems, and he has rainbow color. He's going to have red boss on lockdown, right? He's got move damage, he's got leeches, he's got sub damage. Like, you can do all manner of stuff. If there's ever a leech boss, good night, you know, because you'll be able to destroy all of those. Yeah, he's just all around, like, solid, like, really good. So I like him quite a bit. I mean, at this point, guys, like, unless they're significantly faster or less clicks, there's like a group of people and they're all kind of together. Like, he's a harder hitting Rex Regum, but Rex Regum's a little smoother, for example, and uses yellows. But he can hit harder. Rex Regan probably faster. Get to the showboats here eventually. I really like Sammy. Sammy can 2-click for like 80 million with a good setup, 3-click for like probably close to 100, and 4-click for like 160 million. And he doesn't interact with the board, so Sammy's really good. Vader hits over 100 million with his multi-set, 3 moves, right? Like, Gunther a little on the slow side, but you throw a yeet plate on him and his multiply gems, he's hitting super hard. But I don't think anyone, Goldberg I can hit for like 90 mil. Taker with all of his stuff is over 100 million. Tuso can hit super hard. He's still the fastest, but like overall kit, I think this Cena is the best showboat as far as everything he can do, the versatility. So if you like versatility, if you like that, then Cena's probably going to be your favorite or best. You don't put a premium on that and you just want like somebody that does one thing and they're faster and better than it, then no, I don't think he's the #1 showboat. It's still for feud like probably Tuso, new Sammy, Vader, probably those groups where you're not using gem chuckers, Rex Regum. And then, you know, if you're going for overall damage, it's him, Gunther, Sammy, are the top 3 hardest hitting showboats. If you don't care as much about speed, but just his whole kit to me is super impressive. So anyway, this is a super long preview, but I felt like he deserved it because there's so much you can do here. Really curious what you guys think. Yeah, I really like the cards this month. They're awesome, all of them. So yeah, let me know what you think, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that actually does really help me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. I can't believe I messed up my outro. Jeez. I really can talk, I promise. Maybe. What?
What?